Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Cassia. I am a galactic astrologer, and I do follow the soul house system. Today, we are talking about the solar calendar, 0 point time, and cosmic numerology, all as it is within the lens of galactic astrology. So, we're going to talk about some false data. A few thousand years ago, like 3,000 to 5,000 years ago, the Babylonians locked down our time data. The data about our world, about our calendar, and how we are experiencing the numerology through time. So I am sharing with you the cosmic numerology system, the solar calendar, and both of those downloads are on my website. So you can find both of these downloads on my website at astrocatalyst.com. So you can follow along with me. We are experiencing things as they're changing. Now, we're learning that, the people in power of our world are maybe not having our best interest at heart. And we're learning that there's some false data and that we've been lied to about a few things. That's okay. We're here to clear it up, and we're here to understand who we are on the inside through this data. So on our calendar, on our solar calendar, for 2022, it's still 2022 for me. It hasn't hit 2023 yet until after March 29th. After March 29th comes April 1st, because this is a 13 calendar or a 13 month system. So there are 13 total months. Every month has 28 days. And all 13, there's 1 month with 29 days, that's March. And every 4 years, there's a second month with 29 days. That's February. That's the leap year. That still stays the same. But this is the calendar that is recognized by the universe, by the galaxy, when it's expressing back its own number system, its own numerical system is expressing back to the universe. And so that's what we're seeing in these numbers. So when we're looking at our birth charts and when we're looking at our time of birth, our location, our time, or our birth date. Yeah, that was a tough one for me. When we're finding that data, the numerology has changed. If we're looking at the solar calendar, the month of my birth didn't change, but my birth date changed. So the numerology of my birth date changed. So that's giving me different numerology that is expressing back and forth to the universe. And then if I'm looking for synchronicities out and around in my world, if I'm seeing number patterns show up, what's important? How am I seeing those numbers as confirmation for truth within my own soul? Because we look for those synchronicities all around our world. We look for those. So that's what I'm following. That's what's following the galactic astrology. When we get into 0 point time, so 0 point time is essentially the same thing as military time. You're looking at a 24-hour clock. We are not looking at the 12-hour clock face, because that's false. 12 o'clock does not come around twice in a day. It doesn't. 0 hour has been avoided like nobody's business. I mean, we don't talk about 0 hour. We don't talk about that 0 point at every time of the day switching over from the 5th to the 6th, from the 7th to the 8th. That 0 point is just avoided. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about, 1300 through 2300. We aren't using those numerologies a lot in our birth charts, in our names, in our numbers, and how these are expressing. We're not using or understanding those, and that's important to who we are. We identify with numbers, and we identify with codes. We just do. We understand them from who we are and when we were born. And so when we see those, we're going to get that recognition, whether or not we think we know in our human brains. Our souls know. Our souls know, even if our little tiny human pea brains don't know. And so that's what we're following. So we're following the correct time. So we've got the solar calendar. We've got 0 point time. We've got cosmic numerology. And the cosmic numerology, so that brings in the true numerology for what we are expressing, how it breaks down, and how it's understanding our polarity. So cosmic numerology understands the polarity, the male and female polarity, and what that difference is, what that's doing for us, how that helps us to express as humans through our astrology. So all of these are important. These are the updated systems. Like I mentioned, you can find those downloads and more on my website. I believe they're in the contact section, and other good juicy little bits and details. But you can always find me on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, and a podcast on Spotify at Astro Catalyst. My website is at astrocatalyst.com, and I look forward to talking with you about this soon.